All right. Let a few people come in. Quick. I don't think there's anyone. So I'm just going to talk about it. All right. So Elon Musk has a dig at Starmer. Going to go through to events. Talk about. I hope people listen to the last stream with information all with all the hotels and names and places where they all were. You'll find what's on Twitter. While I'm not going to keep covering the riots as much. It's getting a little bit boring. I think it's time for a discussion, isn't it, with people and that. All right, big up for it, likes. And he just started. We'll wait and see. We'll look on Twitter quickly. Red. So, Muslim women believe migrants are soldiers that are here to slaughter Britons, hired by the British government. Well, do you know what? You could be right there.
Million when there should be 32. They bring them over, they let them in, they put them in the hotels, and they give them guns. Then they create a civil war. And who's got the guns? The immigrants. And what happens? A civil war at a level that people haven't seen. If you're shocked by what's occurring right now, prepare yourself with what's to come. Because if what I think is going to happen, and if these immigrants are pissed off by what you guys have done, or what you guys have been programmed dumbly to sheepy follow and do, think about it. The government let them in. They house them. They give them everything for free. You're going to get pissed by that. There's no doubt about it. I get pissed about it. Why am I working? Why am I paying taxes? Why am I having to pay for everything? And they're getting everything for free. Who's not going to get pissed about that? The government let them in. They house them for free.
Well, you don't say, Sherlock. That's what they'll be moaning about. Right. So now the Muslim community's gone to the pub to apologise to what happened in Birmingham.
And many of you have seen what's happened outside the Clumsy Swan. And the Clumsy Swan is somewhere very close to my heart because I don't live around the corner. And this place has never brought me or my family any discomfort. And I can only just like to say to the management here that we're very, very sorry of what has happened here today. As many of you have seen what has happened. And that is not a true reflection of who we are as a community. And to you, my friend, I know you was in the pub and it must have been horrifying. But again, I'd like to apologise on our behalf.
Frightening, you don't have to apologise for everybody. It's only a small minority on everybody's side. Everybody's side. You don't have to apologise for the people that are bad. Like Coiman.
Here's my house. Hopefully, we can put this down as a planning experience. And this is a message going out to people who are coming out to protest. Brothers, if your intention is not clear, stay at home.
One more thing. Come closer.
We are one. That's what unifies us.
I love you all.
Everyone here. How about you?
Do you know what? That it's nice to see now. People could call that thing. That it's good to see the community actually speaking about the youngsters. And I'll tell you what, it's the youngsters, it's the oldest, it's the people who actually good people actually suffers from this. But do you know what? Fair play to them. They didn't have to do it. They've done it. It's obviously they want some peace. So fair play. Like Tommy Robinson exposing the lies to the media. Look.
Officers, politicians, they're all telling you, the British public, that I've incited and instigated the violence on the streets of the UK.
Well, what we've heard, Julie, from a lot of the far right that we've been seeing over the last week are not about extremists, they're about ordinary people just having their say. Here's an example, and it's not the only one, from the man known as Tommy Robinson yesterday, a post accusing Keir Starmer of trying to use legitimate concerns to tarnish millions of people as far-right thugs.
And a lot of this is being instigated online. And probably the most influential instigator of all is Tommy Robinson, real name Stephen Yaxley Lennon, a really sinister and ludicrous figure, frankly, who is currently away in Cyprus, hiding, tweeting inflammatory material online.
But it must be very upsetting for the families and for the community of Southport, which really came together in the aftermath of it, for this to be hijacked by people lying on sunbeds in Cyprus, directing the violence. And
you're referring to some images on the front page
based on
Tommy
lies,
Robinson.
based on a completely inaccurate account of what happened in Southport.
It's a political insurgency. That's what we're seeing. It's been coordinated by a man who can't even be here because he's a criminal.
The English Defence League, give me their phone number, give me their email. The fella who's associated with most is on a sunbed in Cyprus. He hates Europe, but there he is enjoying the European sunshine and stirring up poison and hate in this country.
Now let's actually listen to the truth, because they have no evidence. Evidence doesn't matter when they have the mainstream media. They just hammer you continuously with lies, and then it becomes matter of fact. People talk about it on chat shows, TV shows, in the street, as though it's fact. Oh, Tommy Robinson caused that. Have a look at my messaging. Please watch this and listen to my messaging from day dot. It's always been the same.
Now, I'd be saying to anyone, that I know there's a protest tonight in London. Lads, you've got to remain calm. You can't have scenes. I understand that level of anger, because I've been listening and looking and thinking and picturing and trying to think of what they're going through. And they're being gaslit the entire time. Now, you've seen the attempt already by the media. They're blamed last night, not on an angry community 10 years ago as an organisation. Look at our events in London, totally peaceful, totally calm, didn't matter. We were under attack by the media and politicians, by all of them, as far-right, racist, hooligans, all these things. But again, I'll just reiterate, again, a total appeal for calm. But again, so lads, if there are any future demonstrations up there, try to remain calm, try and hold. And again, they're all there, they're all upset, they're all angry, they're devastated, their hearts are broken. And then they find another man that's come into their town with a balaclava and knife. Now, that word would have spread quickly around that community. The anger's boiled over. But just an appeal for calm, man. Anyone going to London tonight? There's protestations, I believe. Try and bring the numbers, bring the noise, but don't bring any violence, man. Peace, love. Our country is in the gutter. We ain't going to win it back by throwing a few rocks at coppers. Galvanise the country. That's what we need to do. Unite people. I understand the frustration. I fully understand it. I understand the anger. Yeah. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. But to go out and burn a police building in a block of buildings with multiple occupancies is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yeah? Insane, really. And yeah, the level of violence it'll just give them the excuse not to listen on all of these issues. So up and down the country, you're protesting, it's your God-given right to do that. Yeah. Anyway, stay safe. Stop the violence. And to the men committing the violence, lads, those individual police officers who are coming out doing a difficult enough job have got families at home. They're ordinary people, okay? We had 100,000 people on the streets of London in a peaceful resistance. That 100,000 will become 250,000. 250 will become 500,000. A peaceful revolution is brewing in Great Britain. A peaceful revolution. And to the lads taken to the streets, in the towns and cities today, these young boys need leadership. Take their balaclavas off. Take their masks off. They're going to get years in prison. Okay, it's not helping the cause. You see the rapes, you see all these migrant hotels, they're not slowing them down, they're speeding them up. They're flooding our country, yeah? We either win hadis, rapists, criminals. That's one outcome. Or we win through peaceful resistance.
Right, the Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has taken a facial sense of the whole new level. She has simply doesn't get it and never will. Appalling appointment. Yeah, I heard her interview. Elon Musk, let's have a look at this.
How, like, people. Mr. Speaker, he must be the only tech brother on the continent.
What is that actually happened? Of course it happened. I think this is a reflection of how
All down from Elon Musk. He's taken the piss there. Jewish flag. Writers to Birmingham. A little bit boring keen watching it. Man felt guilty of raping a 15-year-old on the scene, but again, Bournemouth again. Fuck's sake. Hang on. Gabriel Montana 20 pulled the victim who could not swim out of her depth and attacked her. The 20-year-old man has been found guilty of the brazen rape of a 15-year-old girl after he took her out of her depth in the sea, Bournemouth Beach. Fuck's sake. People are starting to gather in Scunthorpe. Alleged planned riot. You are white, please stay out of the area. Oh, right. Don't know if that's true or not. I'll have a look in a minute. World must raise voices for the Hindus, face the jihadists from Muslims in Bangladesh. Yeah, it's all kicking off there. A blatant anti-Semite gas station owner reviews a service to Jews in Lakewood, USA. Right. So, just have a look, Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe. Something's supposed to be going on in Crawley as well today. Well, hello, game. Hello, Entity Chart. I don't think this is anywhere ending yet. Easy. Even other groups will go out, vandalise and destroy stuff, and they don't blame one person like Tom and nothing to do. No, it isn't. And okay, Entity Chart. Nice to see you again. So, Scunthorpe peeps. Something's going on in Scum. Why Scunthorpe? Crap. If you want to my other stream this morning, I gave the whole list of illegal immigrants in hotels. Yeah, and the whole 300 I read out this morning. I must be fucking mad. Right, what I'm gonna do. There's nothing for the moment. I'm actually getting a little bit bored at the moment of covering the riots. To be fair, I'm not. You know, you see one riot, you seen one, you seen them all, and you really. Have a look there. Is there any more? Yeah, 10. Only ways. Yeah. The vandal. Yeah. Oh, Dell's here. Woo-hoo. Hello, Dell, my old mate. Hello, Dell.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm getting a little bit bored with the riots at the moment.
I've got something for you if you want. Something interesting. You'll find this intriguing.
Yes, go on then, man.
Okay, so
Please.
I'm going to share something with you, and I'm glad I've got you here. I'll let you share it, but this is intriguing. It's a follow-on from the things that have been happening recently. I'll just post a link in the back. It's from what happened in the Manchester airport. It's interesting. So I'm just going to post this link in the back. Give me a second. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'll just post this in the back for you. It's what they're claiming. You'll find this interesting. So I'm just going to put the link in the back. Should be there. There you go. That's from what's going on from the Manchester airport. It's what the families are saying. They're saying his mum got beat by the police with the taser, and the mum's got marks on her face. You can clearly see she's been hit by something. So they're asking the questions of what the police have been doing, and you'll find it interesting. It's definitely worth covering. At least it's different from the riots. It's related to the rights, but it's a bit different.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, you've seen one right, you've seen them all. And you right. Alright, let's play this then. And tell me when you want to stop, Del. Okay.
As they had hoped that the IOPC would be allowed to do its job without interference. Sadly, it is an attempt to smear the family and portray incomplete version of events and thus prejudice potentially prejudiced proceedings. We have been given no opportunity to provide this. The family have been subjected to horrific racist and it's been a campaign of disinformation in an attempt to justify alleged police violence. As far as we are aware, there have been no proactive attempts by the GMP to monitor or to investigate the further hate crimes perpetrated against this family. I have now spoken to Catherine Bates, the Regional Director for Greater Manchester Police. We intend...
You think solicitor didn't help, Del?
Say that again, Easy.
Do you think that solicitor didn't help? That rogue solicitor they sacked?
What? Probably not. I mean, they're just asking questions. And they're asking. I mean, I'm not particularly overly siding. I think the elements of this, we need to look at it from a point of they're saying that certain things have happened. All I want to do is get to the truth. What actually did happen at that airport? Because there's some things that they're saying that where the police have switched off their cameras, and there's something that's gone on. So we're not getting the full picture. I think we need. I want to just get to the full picture.
Yeah,
they're talking about the full picture. We need to get to the full picture of what actually went on at Manchester Airport, because a lot of that's related to what we're seeing right now.
What's been happening lately, really, now it's not so clear cut, is it?
No, there's a lot more that's gone off.
With the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we haven't, Ted. We haven't seen everything. We need to see more. There's more that's gone off that we've not been told about. There's a lot more we've not been told about. That's the problem. We've seen elements of what's happened, but we haven't seen everything. We haven't happened what the initial incident that took place, the first incident took place before the police came. We don't know what kicked all that off. That's an element of it that they've spoken about the mum being attacked by somebody else in the airport. They mention it. They talk about it in this. So there's things that's gone off before the police got called and before it all kicked off. There's so many things that led to it all kicking off. And then they were talking about apparently the police have switched the cameras off when they took him behind. There's so much that needs to be talked that needs to be explained that's gone off about this. It's not as straightforward as what everybody's making out.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something not quite. They were saying that one of the members of the family was on the terror watch.
Yeah, there's so much we need. There's so much that needs to come off. There's just so much.
Yeah.
There's so much more that needs to come off.
Yeah.
But also to seek a meeting with the mayor, Andy Burnham, if he is actually interested in the context. I will firstly set out today some of the context of what the family alleges happened that day, followed by a list of concerns and requests they wish to make public. The deliberate attempt by some within Greater Manchester Police or so-called police sources to present a version of events to the media cooperating PC investigation is deeply unhelpful and can be seen as nothing more than a deliberate and cynical attempt to manipulate and mold a narrative serving police officers and believe the actions of these officers do not represent their many colleagues who do a difficult job day in, day out. The family wish to put on record that if the two young men sat next to me and seen on video and stand accused of criminality, due legal process. But the family also wish to state that they know more than many other families that the police play a crucial role in our society, and police with the consent of the wrong, that they must equally. When they get it right, the police should be praised, and the family wish to praise have had to face right-wing racist thugs causing violent disorder and spreading fear across England. But it will be clear to many.
That's a little bit unfair, don't you think, though, that using
Yeah.
that?
I think the lawyer's not, but there is
Still,
elements of this that we need
like,
to find. Yeah, I agree with you, Easy. I agree with you, Easy. There's so much to this that we need to know more of that's not coming out. Like I said, I didn't know that the mum got struck with got hit by a taser. That wasn't mentioned. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? I just want to get to the truth. What actually did happen there? Because you can clearly see her eyes being hit, so it's clear there's evidence something's gone wrong, but not being told everything. I think we need to be told everything in this instance. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the police are innocent and the nothing's. I'm saying that something's gone wrong here, and we haven't got to the whole truth, and we need to get to the whole truth of this.
Yeah.
What actually happened? I'm not saying these guys are innocent. The guys are innocent. They clearly broke that policewoman's nose. There's clearly been a scuffle going on. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying these guys are innocent. What I'm saying is we need to get to the whole truth, because they're asking questions about why wasn't the explained that the mum got hit with a taser. Why wasn't that talked about? I didn't even know about that. Why is that not being mentioned? Do you know what I mean? I want to know what's gone off.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they beat the police, Ted. Ted is saying that they beat the police. I'm not saying they didn't beat the police. I've just said that the guy broke the police nose. I've said that. We're not disputing. That's not the dispute here. I didn't know that the mum being hit by a taser. You know what I mean? There's things about this that we don't know about. I want to find out what's gone off. Do you know what I mean? That's the point I'm saying. We need to find out what's gone off, because a lot of the things have not been explained. Do you know what I mean? What happened in the original incident that caused the police to be called in the first place as well? Like, what happened there? There's just so much to this that we've not been told about.
Is there any footage of her being tasered? Because the cameras everywhere in that.
Well, that's what I mean. They're asking for the footage. I don't think she got tasered. What they're saying, she got hit with a taser. That's what they're alleging. She got hit with a taser.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're alleging. She got hit, and I didn't know about that. I didn't know she got hit with a taser. I'm like, what do you mean the police hit her with a taser? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I just like, what's gone off here? Like, we need to know everything about what's gone off. Like, everything needs to be explained.
Yeah. No, is it? Do you know what? I think that if they're playing this game, because it seems like they seem to be coming out a little bit after the bloody riots, a little bit. Me personally, we know all the times they do lie, don't they? But we'll just have to wait and see, because I know she got maybe be hit with a taser, but they did break a policeman's nose.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. That's what I'm not disputing. What I didn't know is that we haven't been told everything. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to know everything that's gone off. That's all I'm asking.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'll play the vid, mate. I'll just go to the loo.
Who have watched the horrific violence over the last few days, that despite repeated attempts to harm police officers, despite the grotesque and often deadly violence they faced, the missiles, the punches thrown, the arson, the wanton violence they were subjected to, that police officers have not been provoked and taken the law into their own hands. In our democracy, we have the right to expect that those in uniform will not act as thugs and will act within the law, and that any force used must be reasonable, legitimate, and proportionate. The two young men sat here today, along with their mother and family, all on social media. The young man sat next to me do not have a single criminal conviction, not even a speeding ticket. Manchester begun an interview process to join the GMP. Today is about setting the record straight and issuing a warning to Greater Manchester Police that leaking or using so-called police sources to justify Alleged criminality by their officers can only be seen as a deliberate attempt to interfere with the IOPC investigation. I want to start now with what sparked the incident, something that we have heard nothing about to date. Mrs. Shamim Akhtar was traveling back from a holiday in Pakistan. She was feeling unwell on the plane and as a result used the empty seat next to her to be able to sit more comfortably. Shortly after making use of the seat, she could hear a male muttering in the row behind her. At first, she paid no attention, but then the male went out of his way over the course of the next several hours to subject her to a tirade of alleged racial abuse. He repeatedly called her a bitch. He used the P word and referred to her as a P bitch. Mrs. Akhtar, for several hours of the flight, was scared the male was going to become physical and assault her. Despite her appeals to the Qatar Airlines cabin crew, they did nothing to intervene. She appealed to the male to calm down, but he refused to listen, despite telling him she was unwell. The male began to call her a P bitch again, and the male stood up behind her. He was towering over her and hurling abuse. It was a mixture of abuse in English and in Arabic. At this point, she became increasingly frightened and intimidated. He was over 6 foot tall and was of large build. The male's wife intervened and told him to stop and asked him to sit down. However, the male continued, and his children were also ridiculing Mrs. Akhtar. Even though she was feeling extremely unwell, she forced herself up and walked to the rear of the plane looking for a seat. She sat down at the else was assigned to the seat. She had no choice but to come back to a seat and sit down, and the abuse continued for several hours. The male continued to intimidate her by shouting racist abuse and by being a bully. Once the flight landed, Mrs. Akhtar says she walked off the plane and walking towards the back. She looked back and saw the male standing behind her, and from what she could make out, he was using his hand luggage to repeatedly bump into her. At that point, Mrs. Akhtar began to cry.
Right. I will let this run, but I can't help myself thinking this is a load of bullshit, to be fair, because
well, that's what all I'm saying is that this is what I'm saying. This is why I want this to come up. This is what I'm saying. So that's what they're saying. So I'm with you. What actually happened? That's what they're alleging. So I'm agreeing with you, Easy. What actually did take place? There's clearly something that's gone wrong here, and it's clearly something that the reason why it's gone off. So all I'm saying is we need to get more information. That's why I'm agreeing with you. I totally agree with you. We need to see more information of what actually happened. Well, all we've definitely got is the actual incident that took place rather than the incident before. And obviously they're going to have CCTV on the plane. They're going to have CCTV on the plane. They're obviously going to have staff on the plane. They're obviously going to have CCTV in the airport. So I think the whole thing needs to come out, and we need to see the whole thing from what went on the plane.
They said an Arabic man was having a go at an Arabic.
Well, they mentioned that. Yeah, they did say that. But obviously, we still needs to be corroborated. It still needs to be proven. So that's saying something and proving it's a different matter. But my point is, there's been an incident that's obviously happened on the plane. It's come off the plane and come into the airport. And obviously, the staff on the plane will have known what's happened because obviously they'll have seen. There'll be CCTV on the plane that'll need to come out, and then there's going to need to be CCTV in the airport of what happened before the police were called. So I think there's a lot of this that needs to kind of be, a lot more still needs to come out. Do you know what I mean? So
you know what, though? I think it's the lawyers are playing this game more than anything.
I'd like to see the whole incident. I'd like to see the whole CCTV incident of them getting off the plane. What happened when they got off the plane? What happened before the altercations with whoever they were having the altercation with and then obviously we know what happened when the police got called. But you know what happened when the police got called because they were fighting with the police, and that's why they were tasered. We know that side because we've seen it, but we haven't seen what went off before the police were called and what went on joined on the plane, because it's clear that something's happened for them to get to this point. For the police to be called when it got that serious, it had to be called for a reason. So something's clearly kicked off before the police were called. Well, so that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I'd like to know what happened on the plane. What happened when they got off the plane, and what happened before the police were called? And that needs to come out. So I don't know if they've asked for the footage for that. I don't know if that's what they've said in this conference, that they wanted the footage of the police sorry, what happened in the airport. And it does matter because it'll put everything into context, because we haven't got a full picture. So it does matter.
All right, but carry on and see what they got.
You don't have to carry on easy. You don't have to carry on easy. I just wanted to make the point of that it's clear that there's more to this than what we're being told. That's all the point I wanted to make. Is that there's more to this than we're being told.
We'll play the whole of it. We'll play the whole of it and we'll talk about it, actually. Something else to talk about, to be fair. I'll play all of it. Tell me when to stop.
No, because you've got everybody in the chat kicking and screaming about it, and it's just like I'm not having your channel having an issue. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm here to ask questions.
No. It's a great. It's having a debate. Don't be silly. They're all right about. Everybody's got a thing, man. It's okay, Dale. Don't be silly. That's not causing an issue. It's giving me something else to talk about.
Well, again, you're saying without evidence. All I'm saying, Ted, is we need to see the evidence. I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm saying. There's clearly something. The woman's got a black eye. She can't get a black eye randomly. There's things that have clearly happened here that we're not being told about. I'm asking questions. That's what they're alleging what's happened. And I'm saying, well, clearly something's gone wrong.
With one of the videos, the last one came out when they first were getting searched. Was going to get searched. It looked like one of the sons hit her in the eye by accident. When he threw the punch, this guy here, he's the main one who caused all of this. He seemed to miss hitting one of the people and hit his mother. But you know, we'll keep playing it, man, because this is interesting. What the statement, it's important to listen to it all. Yeah.
Well, you can do it. I'm just saying, everyone's in the chat's morning. I'm just saying, all I want to do is ask questions and think what has gone off. It's clear that there's more to this than what we're being told. That's the point I'm making, and we need to see need to see this whole thing, because it's clear that we're not being told everything, and we need to know more. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. What we'll do, we'll play it more then. We'll play it more. Come on, we need to discuss things like this. That's what we don't do. We don't talk anymore, do we? We need to, carry on with it. Let's see.
She was scared, she was upset and stressed, and she even collected the wrong suitcase, which she did not realize until she eventually got home that evening. As soon as she exited at the arrivals, she saw her two sons and a six-year-old grandson waiting for her. She broke down into tears and told them that what happened to her over the last several hours, and Mrs. Akhtar's sons questioned her, which was Fahir and Ahmad, as to what had happened and who this male was. She told her sons that the cabin crew had failed to assist her. She wanted to leave, but when they walked past but she noticed the male. The male was rude and proceeded to laugh in her son's face, and an altercation towards the car park. Went to the car park. Fahir was paying for the parking. I will summarize some of the details because of the ongoing investigation. The police officers, who were two females and a male, approached Fahir. And then with the footage that has been broadcast by the Manchester Evening News, some of it heavily pixelated, but the context that the family wishes to provide is that if you watch closely the footage, that Fahir is immediately grabbed by the wrist, as can be seen on the CCTV. The male officer proceeds to grab Fahir by the neck, and it is alleged that he hits Fahir's head into the ticket machine, at which point the other son, Ahmad, asked the police officer to move his hand from Fahir's neck, as he was not resisting arrest. Ahmad and his mother, Shamim, were shocked at the unnecessary aggression and alleged violence shown from the start.
Boy, that latest video there, I think, I don't agree with the family. I'm breed, I think what they're doing is.
Good morning. My name is Amar Amor.
Oh, hang on.
If they were, of course, switched on. In terms of the requests that we wish to make of the IOPC and Greater Manchester Police, firstly, as stated previously, we expect all CCTV and police body cam footage to be retained. The family is aware that all police body cams of those arresting and detaining officers were not active on that day at the time of the incident, and asked the question why. Secondly, our armed officers are highly trained professionals expected to take split-second decisions, which can have the power of life and death, but quite rightly, they are expected to justify the decisions they take. Carrying a gun does not give a license to kill, does not give a license to use disproportionate violence, or to escape accountability. 3, when a laser or have a lethal weapon charge, the police body cam should automatically be engaged prior to their use, during their discharge.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
You all right, Palmer?
All right. What's happening? Is it this? Are they trying to play a case for it now? Has Mama come to the rescue? Was she?
Say that again, Palmer. Sorry.
I said, has Mama come to the rescue? Look how sad she's looking, all sat there like an innocent Muslim woman. Load of fucking shit. He committed the crime. He goes to jail. If she interfered, she got caught. Be on her. We'll deal with her. If she's been assaulted, we deal with. But the one there that's looking angel face, his black tie and so on, looking innocent, he's going to jail. Full stop.
I didn't disagree with. I'm not disagreeing with Palmer. It's like the police officer should go to jail.
No,
I agree with you, Palmer. All I'm saying is
what I've seen on videos I've seen, she was jumping in between all the coppers, wasn't she, trying to grab her sons? So probably she's been caught. We don't know. So but what I've seen, he was a rabid dog. He should be on remand now. There's people on remand now, as I speak. People have done less than him. Have been dragged out their houses. One young lass for the wheelie bin, dragged out of a fucking house, and she's on remand. And he's sat there smirking.
I agree. No, Palmer, I agree with you. He should have been charged. He's woke up police officer. No, he should have been charged. He's not charged. I'm not disagreeing with Palmer. What I'm trying to get to is what kicked all this off in the first place. We've not been told everything. Do you get me, Palmer? I want to know what's actually happened.
Yes, that's for her. We'll solve that with her. I get that. Why she kicked off apparently racist, but I don't know. Was it racist remarks or something? But I think it was an Asian guy that apparently was arguing with her. So I don't know if it can Asian be racist to Asian. I don't know.
I agree with Palmer. I don't. But she's claiming that. But
yeah, Arabs can be racist to Arabs can. Apparently, he was an Arab. Arabs can be racist.
Right. Well, that can be dealt with, and if she's being assaulted, we'll deal with it. But that angel-faced twat there is going to jail.
No, he needs to be back. He needs to be charged, Palmer. I agree with you, Palmer.
Let's be honest. He kicked off.
No, he needs to be charged. But no, the police officer. He does. He should be. He should be. I agree with Palmer.
As far as I'm concerned,
he's not been charged. He's not been charged, Palmer, and he should have been. No, I agree with Palmer.
As far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't even be sat there. He caused an incident.
No, I agree with Palmer. No, you're right, Palmer. I'm agreeing with you.
Let me finish, and I'll tell you what I'm going to say. Because I'll kick it off. He sat there. He caused an incident at an international airport. He should have been shot on the fucking spot. Simples. It was a threat to the security of an international airport under international laws. He should have been shot on the spot, and we wouldn't have cared. No one would have cared. It's because he's a certain culture, a certain race, it's all kicking off. Because that was a white lad, we wouldn't be sat here discussing it, let's be honest. And I know what you're saying, Del. I totally get it.
Yeah, it should have been arrested, and he's not been charged, Palmer, and it's clearly that they've seen that he's a police officer. But that's clear as day, Palmer. We've got the evidence that they've assaulted the police officer. That's clear as day. We've seen the punches, we've seen what's gone on, which is why the police ended up tasering them. I agree with you, Palmer. He should be charged. I don't know why he's not being charged because all the evidence is there. He should have been charged, Palmer. How on earth he's not that? I don't know. I don't disagree with you on that one, Palmer.
But we know why, don't we? We know why, don't we? We know why he hasn't been charged. Shall we say? Like why people are getting dragged out the fucking houses now, but the certain religion people aren't getting dragged out their houses, are they? Birmingham. Did we see our kick-off in Birmingham yesterday? Did we all see that?
Yeah, Pam. I'm not disagreeing with anything you've said. I heard what I'm going. Look at that lad in that got that was sat down that they kicked in the that restaurant thing. I've seen some of it. It's disgusting, Palmer. I'm not agreeing with anything that's happened.
Do you imagine that? Hey, Del, do you imagine that being rolled reverse? And that was an Asian guy, a gang of white lads. They would been all on media, been all over the fucking news.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you, Palmer. That I saw yesterday, it was disgusting. And there was another one. There's been another incident, similar to that one. That's the one that I saw. But the legend has been another incident where somebody was been assaulted. There was the woman with the hammers in the machete the other day. Jupiter covered that one. There was that one that you've just talked to me about that you're on about Birmingham yesterday. But there's been another one since then as well, Palmer. That's not been covered. That's what I mean. There's been loads of stuff that's not been covered.
Let's police it all. Police should be colourblind, as far as I'm concerned. Colourblind and cultural blind. And that's the problem. Starmer, the state trooper, is causing shit. He's putting statements out like he is. He's causing shit for this country.
Well, I'm going to do a show about there's been a whistleblower. He's actually a Muslim, actually left the police saying radical Islam's in our police force. Yeah.
There's two-tier policing. I agree with there's two-tier policing. It's clear as day. There's plenty of evidence of the two-tier policing in this system.
Paul, what I was going to say, it's a whistleblower. She's a Muslim woman, actually. She said she left the police because radical Islam's in the police force, and I'm going to be covering that next. I've just got prepared for it. Yeah, it's crazy. This is crazy.
I hope Palmer comes back on, but there's so much questions that need to be asked about this incident, because this is one of the things that's kicked this off, as well with the thing that went on with the riots in Hare Hills. There's that thing that kicked it off, and then there's this as well. And there's so much more that needs to be investigated and looked at. I was hoping Palmer was going to come back on.
I'll put that link in. Palmer most probably. Yeah, he come back on. It's most probably his phone went off funny. Anybody else wants to come on? I mean, should we watch the whole 45 minutes or?
I don't know. It's up to you. All I'm saying is there's a lot more to this that we're not being told, and we should know more. That's all I'm saying. I'm just asking a question. That's all I was saying. Do you know what I mean? There's clearly there's been a lot more that's gone off here, and we've not been told. That's all I'm saying.
Off their body cams, it begs the question why. There is a reason why body cams were introduced in this country, in order to protect police officers from spurious allegations of violence. If officers had nothing to fear, then they had nothing to fear by keeping their body cams on. CCTV, and by whom? The repeated attempts by so-called police sources to an footage, of course, does not show exactly what the police did, how the incident began, or the full conduct of the officers in the aftermath of the incident, or all parts of the airport, including after the arrests. 5, the family and the legal representatives should have been the first individuals provided with the opportunity to view the footage before any politician. As for the leaking of the CCTV, we understand that will also form part of the investigation of the IOPC. But whilst it may be blatantly obvious who would benefit from such a cynical and partial leak, proving who the individual and institution is likely to prove impossible. 6, I'm aware that Andy Burnham was shown the CCTV before even the IOPC was. 7, we are aware that the GMP issued a press release in the aftermath, which senior officers, we asked the question, which senior officer authorized this? When I suspect officers will not even have made a statement on legal advice as to how this version of events was formed. We asked the GMP, how did they come to that consideration when they are self-referring already to the IOPC? And the question that continually arises in cases such as this is, were officers placed in a room together? Were they allowed to confer? Were they allowed to meet? Were they allowed to discuss situations? Because it was many, many hours later that the officer at the center of this alleged conduct was suspended? Which senior officer took control of the situation? Who was Gold Command? What were the Gold Command notes? Where is the radio frequencies of what was happening? Where is the CCTV of absolutely everything that went on? That, as far as it's concerned for Andy Burnham and any other individual that wants to commentate in armchair media commentators, is actually the full context of what's going on. And that is why we find it deeply unhelpful that people have tried to frame a narrative. We have seen far too often in the past, in the instances which have resulted in deadly deaths, whether it be John Charles de Menges at Stockwell Tube Station, several years later, we find out that the facts as alleged by the police turn out not to be true. We saw that in many deaths in police custody. At a high security airport, access to CCTV would be in a highly secure area for obvious reasons, with limited access. There would be an audit trail, or should be, of every police officer or civilian with access to CCTV material. There will be cameras in the CCTV control room, and we expect all material relating to the incident and cameras of the aftermath to be retained, especially those where detainees were taken to in other areas of the airport. If individuals, whether it be Ahmad or whether it be Fahir, are dragged outward into areas that are outward of cameras, the IOPC and the GMP should be asking those officers, what exactly are you doing? Why are you taking them to parts of the airport where it is alleged there are no cameras, there are no CCTV? We also wish to know whether any of the detention officers attended the CCTV room, or indeed their colleagues, and for what policing purpose. Was it legitimate? Were they authorized to do so? And if they were allowed to do so, who allowed them to do so? Number 10, following a press release by my office last week, raising concerns at the failure to investigate an alleged hate crime against Mrs. Actor and the failure to detain the alleged perpetrator on the actual day of the incident, on Tuesday, the 30th of July, a week later, a chief inspector from Greater Manchester Police congratulate. 11, why did the police at GMP not consider what had caused the initial altercation at Manchester? Why had they left a distraught victim of racism lying on the ground?
That's all right, man.
So why is he quoting other incidents? What's that got to do with what they've done? I don't get this. Why is he bringing out other stuff? What's this got to do with him attacking a police officer? I'm not getting this. This propaganda he's reading now, what's all this about? Can you hear me?
Go on, Dale. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, Palmer, just about you're breaking up us for a second. Go on, say that again, Palmer. Sorry.
I'm saying, what's all this propaganda? What's this got to do with their case? All this stuff he's reading out. What's he going on about?
The only thing that he was asking for the police, because apparently they're saying, or allegedly, they're saying that the police, when they took them, apparently they took them to a part of the airport where there were no CCTV. That's what they're alleging. So he's asking for certain footage to be preserved. He was mentioning that. That's the bit that I heard him talk about.
What is it? What is this? This footage, the one where she got attacked by the police? Is this what he's on about?
No, it's not about this picture. Is mentioned as is where they took the two guys after while they were being arrested. Apparently,
so trying to say they beat him up or something. Is that
well, it's allegedly something happened outside of CCTV, because they're saying that the cameras were switched off.
He deserves a good fucking kicking. I'd have kicked him.
I'm just saying that's what he said. I'm just saying what he said, Palmer. Sorry.
No, honestly, why they brought this out? They brought this out because everyone's been going on social media saying, why hasn't he been charged? But you're charging lads.
I agree with Palmer. He should have been charged.
That's why they brought this out. They brought this out. The plain people, absolute. He deserves the two, for putting this out. Telling you, I'd lock her up as well. Because we all know what I've seen in that incident, right? She was jumping in between her sons. There's two of them, isn't there? Is that the other lad on the other side?
Yeah, the other side's on the other side. That's
she was jumping in between, trying to get the police off her sons, and she's been caught, hasn't she? She's been banged. That's what I'm saying's happened. So therefore, she interfered with an arrest of a felon. It's America. He's a felon in America. International airport. He's caused a felony. He's getting 20 years. And she interfered with the arrest of the felony. She needs 10 years. Send them down. Send them down, boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because
guys.
they were arresting him. They were doing an arrest, and I've seen it. She jumps in. She jumps in on it, and she'd be getting charged as well.
Right, guys, are you two around about 10 o'clock tonight? Because
I'm aware, mate. I won't be. I'm aware. Why are we doing?
Will you be about Bill later, about 10?
I'm gonna be busy. Yeah, I'm gonna be busy, unfortunately.
I've got the kids, and we're aware to. I'm aware.
Yeah, because
I'm just getting everything ready. I'm going on my holidays shortly.
Oh, well done, Palmer. Have a good time.
Yeah.
So what do we think? We're going to wait to get the full story, or we just think it's propaganda to get him off?
I think we need to. I still want to see that. I want to see everything because I think we need to see everything. I think I agree with that. We do need to see everything. What's going on? There are certain things there are certain things, Palmo, that we do know, but I'm saying these things that we don't know, and I would like to see everything that's gone off. To be honest,
yeah,
with you.
and if she has been assaulted by one of the police officers or whatever, that will be dealt. But that's a separate case to me. That's a separate issue.
I mean, I would disagree with that,
police. It's totally different. He is still going to jail. This angel-eyed faced boy, you're going to jail, mate. Doesn't matter what.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, Palmo. He should have been charged. I can't understand why he's not being charged because all the evidence of that's been there. They've assaulted the police officer. He should be charged. Like no doubt about that.
Like I say, why they brought this out, Del? Because everyone's kicking off about it. Because he fast-tracked all these lads, didn't he? And he's been left. That's why they've done it. That's why they're doing it. Because everyone's kicking off on social media why he hasn't been charged, but you've got lads who are getting dragged out their houses in front of a court in 24 hours and putting on remand. That's what I'm saying.
He's not being charged and he should have been. No, I agree with you, Palmo. He should have been charged. He should have been charged and he's not been. I totally agree with you on that one, Palmo. You can't have one move for one and a different move for the others, Palmo.
He didn't look that innocent in the airport, did he? Sat there like a little 10-year-old with his arms.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He's doing a good job, and he's been, they probably told him to look at the floor, don't look at my direct, put a nice shirt and tie on. You get a nice Muslim scarf on, that's too pink, get black, get it black, put black on, that's better. You sit there, I'll put my black suit on, you get yours on, Primark, and look the part, all right? Now look at the floor, don't look up, and look like you're sorry. You're sorry you're not going to do it again. But if Palmo's there, you're fucked, you're getting 20 years. Fuck off. Sorry, carry on.
No, I agree with Pat. I wanted to see everything that's happened.
It's so staged, Del, isn't it?
These might be, but there's clear questions that need to be looked at this entire incident from what went on the plane, from what went on in the plane to what went on in the airport, why the police were called, and then and we know what's happened when the police were called, and we know what they've done wrong. Yeah. And to be fair, we need to also ask, and I do agree with you on this one, why he's not being charged. Why they both weren't charged? Because the assault police, they should have been charged, Palmer. I totally agree with you. I'm not
especially with today, especially what's going on at the moment, Del. Especially with what's going on at the moment. Because it's
that's two-tier policing, Palmer, and that's why I agree with you. There's no consistency. If Starmer's saying that people can't do X, Y, Z, it has to apply across the board. I can totally agree with you, Palmer. We've got this two-tier policing, and I don't agree with this two-tier. If you do something wrong, you need to be held accountable, no matter who you are. I totally agree with you, Palmer, on that. I mean, he's not been charged, and he should have been.
Have you been filling in the riots, Easy? Have you been putting the riots out on your show?
Yeah, I did on Sunday. I had over.
Oh well, I think you need to get yourself a suit and tie because you'll be getting fucking lifted, mate. Because they're coming for you. They're coming for all the social media.
I did cover it on Sunday.
It's nice knowing you. You're all getting locked up because he's coming for you all. All the people who'll be streaming it and all that, you're going to get done for incitement. Nice knowing you.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I've had it, mate. I'm on TikTok. I've gone. I've got.
On Sunday, I didn't know if somebody was botting me, or I had over 7,000 watched it.
Right. Well. I'm getting. I've got my bag ready. I'm going already. I'm waiting for them to come knocking at the door. That's why I'm off to Italy. I'm off to Italy. I'm going hiding. I'm in fucking hiding. They won't get me, the bastards. I'm gone. They won't get me in Italy. You'll never get me, boy. I'm in Italy. You'll never catch me. What's that going to Italy?
Is that what they're saying, Palmo? They're actually saying that, Palmo. They're actually trying to lift people for actually streaming.
Yeah, he's going after content creators, isn't he? Yeah, if he finds out your content is, inflamed, enticed, you're going to get done.
That's ridiculous.
Hello, Teddy. You're all right.
Come on.
All right.
Sorry, Teddy. Go on, Teddy.
You're all right, Teddy.
You're off on holiday, are you?
I'm not off on holiday, Teddy. I'm fucking doing a runner. I'm doing a runner, Teddy. I've dyed my hair blonde. I've dyed my hair blonde. I can't get rid of my skin colour. I've been washing milk on me, and they call me Humphrey. I've got the passport. I got it off Tommy Robinson. It's a fucking good one.
Doing a bit of a
I'm
Billy
off,
Idol.
yeah, and I'm off to Italy, and I'm going.
You look a bit like Scottish. You look a bit like Scottish Jamie in that photo.
Oh.
Oh no!
What did you say, Ted? I look a bit like who?
No, I'm not repeating that.
You better. Can I put a horse's head in his bed? Capiche? What did you just call me, Del? What did you say? Come on, own up, because I never caught it. What did you say? I look like who?
Scottish something? I didn't catch all of it.
Scottish
something.
Jamie.
Did he just say I look like Scottish Jamie? He's He's 4 foot. He's 4 foot.
Exactly.
My dick's bigger than it, you cheeky bastard.
It was a joke, Paul.
I tell you know I am. I tell you what, you'll be getting. I've got fucking family here. We have pizza shops round your way. I'll get in touch with cousin Vinny. You'll be getting a knock on the fucking
Now
door,
there's
mate,
going to be a fucking riot on YouTube.
You'll be getting easy. You better sleep with one eye open, mate, because Vinny will be calling. Don't be going ordering pizzas round fucking there, mate, because you're getting hacked. Telling you. Fucking Scottish Jamie. Cheeky bastard. Fuck,
Only joking.
Hey, Franco, come in, get all the fucking Vinny for me in Bournemouth and get this good sorted. Fucking Jamie, Scotch Jamie, he's only 4 foot.
He's got a face like a lump of squashed fucking plasticine.
Yeah. That's even worse, Jenny. What you trying to fucking say? I've got a face like a squashed fucking tomato.
No.
Paul,
Jamie
she
has.
It's like a squashed tomato.
No, Jamie has.
Oh, yeah.
She just did. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's go on easy to getting fucking salted. Do you anything? Come on. Del, you want to have a go while you're at it?
No. Palmo's our Italian stallion.
Franco, put that fucking shotgun down. We don't need that. He's all right. He's a friend. Put it away. You don't need a chainsaw either. It's all right. He's okay. It's only easy. You're all right. Put the chainsaw back in the car, for fuck's sake. Can't take him nowhere. It's all right, brother. It's fine. Sit down. Go and get yourself a cappuccino and fucking chill the fuck out. Right, carry on.
Oh, a cappuccino. Nice.
I thought I'd just bring a bit of laughter to the show.
See, I like to bring a bit of fun where I go. Do you know what I mean? I like a bit of
it's getting
too
so
serious,
fucking
it's
depressing.
too serious, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to have a bit of a laugh.
As well, there's only so much you can watch people special stuff up. And
yeah. Well,
it is chaos. I agree with Palmer.
Say again, Del.
Yeah, but, like the bigger picture, I'm not being funny, right? These aren't riots and they're not protests. They're neither of those things.
No.
Yeah.
Like, if you look, do you take Birmingham? It's fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody setting light to a wheelie bin isn't a fucking riot.
No.
You know, just because Sky News get in there, takes a picture of a wheelie bin and some bottles being thrown. This is people milling around their communities. Bored, exactly. People from pretty deprived areas as well, don't forget.
Yeah.
For something to do.
Especially somewhere like Rotherham actually is pretty deprived. Actually.
Well, I think all the areas that have been doing it have been similar. Would you agree, Palmer, that all the areas are quite similar, Palmer?
Yeah, they're all typical working class areas.
If you want to be the big 96 is.
But what the Muslim population can't see, and they're not getting it. Sam is using them just as much as he's using the British people.
Yeah.
I'd agree with you, Palmer. I'd agree with you on that one. It's that two-tier, because what he's doing is making that two-tier business that we just talked about not long ago, Palmer. You can't have rules for one and not have rules for the other. So it's going out there. We're going to protect mosques. These guys are not going to get charged when they hit police. Like, I'm not being funny, but you are right, Palmer. Like, you can't. You have to apply it across the board. You can't apply one rule for one and a different rule for the other. And I agree with you, Palmer. That's where Starmer's got it wrong.
Got it wrong, yeah.
Because there's a video where someone goes up to the police in Birmingham and says, have you not given any dispersal orders? They said no. They said, are you going to be kettling in these people? The police said no. So they were just allowed to
yeah, they're being given the green light. If you go on TikTok,
run around.
I've done a stream on it, and I explained everything. He has given them, Starmer has given a certain community the green light to do what they want, and they think they're protected.
Well, Elon Musk is slapping fucking Starmer about at the moment. I mean, he comes from a country where he's seen all this shit. He knows what he's on about. And, you know, he's literally saying, you know, the grooming gangs, is it still going on? Because, yes, it fucking is. And he did comment to Starmer that you should be protecting all communities.
It's apartheid, isn't it? It's apartheid.
Of course it is. But
hey, I've got a plan, Teddy. I can get away with it. I've just sussed it. I'll get away with it. I don't have to go on the run. I'm dark skinned. I'll get myself a fucking Quran, get myself a dress, and I'll call myself Abdul. I think I can get away with it. I'll be all right, won't I? Right. I'm all right, guys. I ain't going nowhere. I'll just practice the accents. I mean, I've got the skin for it.
But people not getting it.
No.
People like Starmer, all those shit pigs, I call them the rich pigs at the top.
No, they don't,
they don't give a shit about anybody.
Listen, please tell me when a socialist party leader is a knight of the realm. Sir, he's a knight of the realm.
Exactly.
He's supposed to be for the downtrodden and people who've got football. He's part of the elite. Starmer the socialist.
I don't mind if they want to pop their heads up and say, we will protect everybody, but that isn't what he did. That isn't what he said. And that is what has fucked people off. It's absolutely disgusting what he said. And what he's done is given the go-ahead for one side to behave how they want to behave. And anybody else gets labelled a far-right thug and thrown in jail. This won't end well. It won't. No, but listen.
No, it won't. I agree with you.
If you need to go and have a look at, Nigeria are protesting at the moment. And they are what? They are protests. They are protesting their livelihoods, their economic hardships. And they're all just marching and having like their song things. They've got their palm leaf.
I remember that last time they had a protest in Nigeria. They all got fucking shot, didn't they?
Well, this is the sad thing because they do it the right way, and they'll probably be open fired on. And to be honest, the way this government has behaved, that they may as well be invisible bullets because they are just shooting down anybody who isn't a Muslim at the moment.
Yeah, I mean they've identified all the first lot, haven't they, through the courts, haven't they? They've identified them. They're out there on social media. Have you seen that?
Like, they're going to cover. There was a whistleblower say she's a Muslim lady. Just left the police force. He said the police force is invaded by Islamists.
We already know that. The government is. We know that. We already know that. We know that easy. It's a full lot. The education system, everything. Yeah, we know that. Especially up north in the northern towns. I mean, look at Rotherham. Look at the Grumman. They're all Asian councillors, weren't they?
Yeah, and the mayor. Yeah.
And I don't want to sound racist, but when you discuss these matters, it can sound a bit racist. But you need to
Islam ain't a race. It's not a race.
Yeah, exactly. Everything. I mean, Del.
But you can't keep. Like, I do listen to the other side. I do take on board everything everyone has to say, but you can't keep turning a blind eye to the shit they get up to, and then it's all about Tommy fucking Robinson. No one gives a shit about Tommy Robinson. Stop with that fucking stupid shit. And I blame the MSN for this bollocks. They're the ones who came out with the EDL bullshit. EDL haven't been around since 2013.
No, but the MDL's still around, isn't it? But the MDL's still around.
They not only pumped it out to this country, they pumped it out abroad. So then you've got all the other countries jumping on that ridiculous lying bandwagon. It's the EDL, it's the EDL. It's lies and it is bollocks. There aren't even proper protesters out there. Like I say, these are people from them communities. They're a bit bored. They're a bit hard up. They're a bit fed up. What they've gone out, they're throwing some bottles, they're setting light to the odd fucking tin can or whatever. This is absurd to even call these marches or riots or protests. It's absolutely not. One of them is in a group marching down a street with a banner saying, "This is why we're here."
Exactly.
Not one of them.
No,
Not one of them.
it is. It's random. It's random. It is. You're right. It's just young lads, disenfranchised young lads. I mean, come on. They even looted Greg's. That's how desperate they are. Come on.
And a vape shop. Yeah, and a vape
The
shop.
vape shop. And don't forget Shoe Zone. They've done Shoe Zone as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so... I mean, if you've got to... Listen, guys, can I give you some advice if you're listening? If you've got to do some loot, get a bit of Versace, Gucci. Come on, guys. What's the matter with you? Fucking Shoe Zone. You know what I mean? Size... Anyone listening on my way, size 16.
But that's what happens when you live in Hull, though, isn't it?
They probably nicked a whole load of shoes, not realising that the left shoe is always upstairs in the box.
Exactly. I know that's why they're all hopping mad. Hopping mad. You have to laugh, don't you?
That's what happened when you live in Hull, isn't it?
Excuse me? I don't live far from Hull. Was that aimed at me, Easy? I tell you what, you're on one today, lad, aren't you?
No, just say
that's what you're either getting brave and you laughed because you know I live near Hull. That's why you laughed, didn't you?
I never. You don't live near Hull.
I don't live far from it.
Oh well, I suppose so. Yeah.
I don't live far from it, I don't live far from it.
Yeah, but that's where they got
but I wasn't there. Hang on, I'll rephrase that case. We're getting monitored. I was not in the riots at Hull. I did not go to Shoe Zone. I did not go to the vape shop. I was not there. I was in the Gucci shop down the road, robbing the bastard. I mean, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, it's been kicking off in Hull for a while. There's been a few protests down there because there's a local last down there, isn't it?
They keep saying, it's all over here, it's all kicking off there. And when you go and look, there's absolutely fuck all happening. There's some people shouting at each other. And do you know what? Some people, they're actually starting to sound disappointed that shit isn't getting nasty. And
people want deaths. People want people egging it on. No doubt. I know that there's inciters. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But to those people, unless you are there in that protest and having a proper protest, shut the fuck up. Right? Don't sit and say, "Ooh, there's nothing going on here." Ooh, what do you want to go on? What do you want to happen? Do you want to see gangs of youths clashing in the street, stabbing each other, horses getting... Right, they've just seen a picture of a police dog with a big fucking lump out of his head where he had a brick thrown at him. Right, so is that what people want? Is that what people want?
Some people like the drama. I believe that, Moon. I think some people do like drama. I think some people want the drama. There's a section of people that want it, unfortunately.
This is for you, sweetheart. This is for you.
Okay.
Hang on a minute. I'll just put that on. There you go. There you go. Carry on.
Your horse's head.
And that's for you, Easy. I'll give you fucking Jamie. I'm telling you now.
But you know, you can't tell me that people want to see that, because if that does eventually happen, people are going to be pretty shocked.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't a movie or a computer game. This is real life.
It's life. People get hurt, don't they?
So this is Palmo. What did you think? What Paul Thorpe said about not going the other night to London? I agree with him not going.
He's trying to stay down the middle line, isn't he?
Do you know what? I don't trust that one. I don't trust that one.
Yeah, but I think they've got an agenda. Yes.
What?
He's got an agenda. Yeah, I think he's got an
agenda. Paul Thorpe?
Yeah. He's got there's something there, Easy. I don't know. I don't know.
It seems quite reasonable most of the time. I have to say, he has called out Keir Starmer on some things, Palmer. I think there's some things that people are saying is soft on, but to be fair, he has called out Keir. It's kind of like, I kind of agree with where you're coming from, Palmer. Like, there's some things that he's explained, and I think he's done really well at, and then there's some things you're like, ooh, I'm not so sure about that. I agree with you on that, Palmer.
Like I said at the moment, I'm not going to make a decision, but I'm going to be watching him side eye. I'm going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
watching
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Don't forget, though, but don't
Lawrence
forget,
Fox. I'm
he
not
came
Lawrence Fox.
into
I
this
don't agree.
thing by accident. He was
I don't know.
only
I don't like
doing
that
it.
Lawrence Fox either. I'm going to side eye that Lawrence Fox.
You
as
don't
well.
like Lawrence Fox?
No, it's just something about him.
No, I don't like him
When he
either.
kicked off that night, when he was drunk, when the police came to his house, that put me off him straight away. Like I said, I'm not going to make judgments.
I think you need someone like Paul Fulp around to calm things down.
No, there's something about him. I get just a strange feeling about that one. Yeah.
What
I think
about
he's an
Maya
infiltrator.
What
I
about
think
Maya
he,
Toosey?
I like Toosey. I like him. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Even he really fucked me off yesterday.
Did he?
Right? He's fucking clickbait yesterday. What the fuck was that?
What
So
did he
he
do?
put in his title, Prime Minister resigns amid riots. You're automatically going to think Keir Starmer. Nah. You click on it. When you get in there, it was about the Bangladeshi
Oh, we don't
Prime
need that.
Minister.
I didn't realise that.
Not
You
these
know, and
snaps,
you're like, fuck off with your clickbait. Fuck off.
we don't need that. Snaps need to slap on the end. Yeah. Do you think he'll go then, guys? Do you think he'll go? Do you think he'll get through this, Starmer? Or do you think he'll go?
No, he's a pig-headed pig, and he has waited years to become prime minister. He's not just going to back down. He's a big-headed prick. So no.
Right.
Okay, can I ask you? Well, I'll ask you both of you. What do you think about Jeff Taylor?
Oh, I love him.
Yeah,
he's all. I think he's all right as well.
What I've seen of him. Yeah.
I think he's more balanced, and I think he's more bluntly honest. I have to say.
Yeah, and he went down to the London protests. He did his best to show what he could. Where did Danny Tomo go? Where did he disappear to? And people don't keep telling me that his friend said the police are going to arrest you, so we're going to get you out of here. No fucking no. He spoke to that up. He led them people there. He actually stoked people up even more. Because he went to them police officers and was saying, you don't need your buttons out. What are you doing? This is a piece. So everyone listening, he wound them up. Whoa. The police have got their buttons out. And then he fucked off.
Yeah, I know. I seen what he done. I mean, he bought them from behind the barrier, didn't he? He told about to come on the road. I seen what he done. He stoked it up.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I seen little things I didn't like about him.
Yeah.
To get the attention. So we've got to watch everybody on both sides. We're talking people who are after political careers and want to be in the limelight, and they're going to have agendas. So I don't trust anyone. If you're in the limelight, you're there for scrutiny. As far as I'm concerned, doesn't matter who you are. You know what I mean?
Danny Tomo has spent his whole career just grifting off of situations. When he got in a load of financial difficulties and he'd split from his wife and one thing and another, there he was again with his hand out. I need help. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to have to jump off, guys. It's nice talking to you, Ted.
Bless you, Palmo. Take your fucking horse's head with you.
I will do. Right. Easy.
Yeah.
Stay safe, mate. Stay safe. Lock your fucking doors. Come on the phone. The peace. See you later, Del. Peace, brother.
See you later, Palmo.
God bless.
Italian stallion out.
Yes.
See you later, JB. Bye.
Hey, Leos.
Hi, Leo. What with the go back to the Paul Fulp thing, I think he said from the start he doesn't like all the trouble, didn't he? He's always said that. I think he's all right.
Look what Lil said. Tomo happened to turn up with someone they now think is an infiltrator too. Like I thought, was that to do a bit of a deal with the police for Tommy? I just had a really strange feeling. You've just handed over all these names and faces to the police. You've just done that, Tomo. You came out without a scrape on your knee. It just It was the weirdest shit
No,
ever.
it's not the first time he's done this. It's not the first time. What do you think, Dale? What do you think of it?
Okay, Lils.
Like I said, I think you've got some people who I think everybody needs to, have an awareness of what's going on, because it's clear that they do want to send agent provocateurs in, and you've got to be careful about who's saying what and who's doing what, because at the end of the day, you can't have people leading the way and then them leading them into trouble. That's something I do agree with you with, Moon. I do agree with you. So if he's telling people to come from behind barriers or whatever it is he's decided to do, he needs to know that he's got responsibilities. You can't turn around and say that, and then obviously then everybody then gets caught out, because with the way that the PM's behaving at the moment, that kind of action means that all those people could end up in a jail cell. And you've got to think about, if you're really about the people, you've got to be about like making sure that, whatever you decide to do, that you do it collectively, and that you do it so that people you're helping everybody helping everybody's best interest, as opposed to serving the PM's position, where it's like if you come out to so-called protest, that you're classed as right wing, and then therefore you're going to get yourself into trouble. It's not worth it. Like, people have a right to express themselves, but you have to do it responsibly. That's all I'm saying.
See, I'd like to see people on both sides just meet in the middle and say, look, fuck the government. We, the people, we're going to sort this out. We are going to talk over the issues. We're going to sit down together and talk to each other. At the moment, that isn't happening.
I agree.
Race baiting, religion baiting, it's all going on and playing right into the government's hands.
Correct.
The government don't give a shit about you, me, Muslims, Catholics, Christians, Hindus, Sikhs. They do not give a fuck. And I wish people would get that in their heads.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. I mean, part of that is something I said the other day. As part of that, I said the other day that it's the Hegelian dialectic problem, reaction, solution. This is the same modus operandi the boys use with divide and rule. And there's one thing it does do, and this is where I will agree with you, Mum. The one thing it has done, regardless of who's kicking off, doing whatever, where the one thing that Starmer said, the fact that no matter who does what did he say he's going to do? He's going to bring in those rules to bring face recognition in, change the laws and everything. It's what they're doing on the back end of this. That's what people don't see. Where new laws, whether it's to police the internet, new laws to take people's rights away, new laws to have CCTV, where it's face recognition, whatever Nazi kind of whatever crazy ass thing they're going to do, it's going to allow them to bring that in. So they want all the chaos because it allows them to bring order. So I will agree with you on that one, Moon, definitely.
Exactly. And what the Muslim communities are maybe not realizing is that while they're clocking our faces, they're clocking yours as well, mateys.
Yeah, divide and rule. Every time modus operandi, I definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, but there's
bigger picture people are not looking at. Definitely agree with you on that one, Moon.
Now because the government have learned, they may be quiet on it, but at that Cobra meeting and behind closed doors, they would have clocked the mosques that had weapons inside them. So well done, you've grasped your mosques up. If you think the government are on your side, forget it. That don't matter who you are, unless you are one of the rich pigs sitting in the ivory tower.
Well, I think the government are on side with them, to be fair, and that's why they get away what they get away with.
No, I will look at a bigger picture, Easy. They are clocking information on everybody in this country, believe me. Not just the white people, not just Christians, everybody. Like I say, they now know the mosques that had weapons inside. They know who was coming out of their mosques with swords. That's why they let it go on.
Yeah, but they've known the problem is though they've known a lot of things with that community, with the grooming, with everything, and
Yeah, but they're dealing with that, aren't they?
are they really dealing with it?
Well, aren't they? Are the people not gone to prison?
Token to keep the natives, to keep the British people quiet.
No,
They
I
could do a
don't.
lot.
Well, I don't think that's so. I think their court cases are humongous. They'll probably go on for years because there's so many attached to it. But arrests were made, prison sentences imposed.
Yeah, but these are cases like for 7-8 years ago they're going, and I think I just think there's been a lot of corruption. You know, you've had the mayors and everything in Rotherham and all of that. I really do think they just let it go. There's a lot of backhanders. It's turned into a
Well,
big
of course
money.
they did. Of course they
Yeah.
did. But that's all now exposed. That's all now out in the open and exposed. People know now the right way to go about reporting and getting things, because don't forget back then there weren't the internet. Things didn't go around the internet. You couldn't contact people as easily as you can now. You know, you couldn't jump online and say, right, guys, look, there's a house down the road and there's kids in there, blah, blah, blah. There would be action immediately. They didn't have that back then. So, you know, times change, things are different.
Yeah. Well, wait and see. Well, why don't they? Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, where they just avoid the areas where they don't go and confront it, where they know what's still happening now.
Yeah, but you've got to blame the communities then, haven't you?
Yeah,
Like,
we've got to
where are
blame the communities, but then
yeah, but where are the mums and dads? If this is still going on, why don't we know about it?
like I said, they keep it under wraps still, don't they? It's a lot of
Yeah, but you
corruption.
can't. Easy, we have
Well,
the
they did for
internet
40
now.
years. They have for 40 years.
Yeah, of course they did. We didn't have the type of freedom of the world. Like, it's not even that a case is going to go out where you live in the newspaper. It's completely different now. It will make its way over to America and everywhere. Everyone's going to know about it. It's not that easy to cover things up now unless it is a really closeted community, and then you want to be looking at your fucking politicians.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is why it is covered up. Because if you look up north, it's mostly Labour-run politicians run them areas, and they're actually involved in all of it. That's why it's all covered up.
Yes, but every child can send a text message nowadays for help. But you know, if you're gonna have, the thing is, like I say, I haven't even seen a protest yet. Show me a protest. Maybe London. Maybe London, but I think that was a stitch up. That was to get people's names and faces to police. But everything we've seen this week has just been locals running around throwing bottles. And I mean, Curtis Media got a brick in the head last night.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
A police dog bricked in the head.
Well, Rotherham, what happened in Rotherham like the other day, that should have happened right away as soon as they heard the reports about the grooming cases. Nothing happened there after, that's why it's so annoying where they waited all this time to go and fucking write.
Well, there you go. And like I say, Easy, we've had 14 years of a Tory government who've also sat on their arseholes and done absolutely fuck all.
You know, 4, 6, 7 years they waited till they should have been going fucking rioting and doing that. What happened in their
No, I
mood?
don't listen. I don't agree with rioting. This is fucking Great Britain. So you got your right to protest, but you have to say what your protest is. Running down the street throwing bottles at police officers isn't protesting. It isn't a march. It isn't anything other than wanton fucking vandalism. I mean, what are they trying to set a fucking hotel alight? Do they not realise that fucking hell, arson? You're going away for a long time.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, the trouble is that there was videos of that were in there. There were people in that hotel. There was videos that are out there. They've had guns in that hotel. You know that.
Yeah, but there's no proof of that.
There was someone holding a gun. There's a video out there.
Easy, just because there's a video out there doesn't mean that's where it was.
It's inside. It's inside. You can see the smashed window and where they're fighting. You can see the areas. Yeah, and they've had nothing but trouble from them, and they're all youngsters.
Yes,
Men.
They are a problem. But we've had 14 years of a Tory government, Easy, who fucking put them there, right? They weren't housing them in all these hotels while Labour was in.
Yeah.
It's what people don't realise. They're all up in arms. Oh, Labour, Starmer. Yes, Starmer has made this an absolute mess. But that's all by design. That's all fucking deliberate. But you can't blame him for fuck all else because he weren't in power. Labour weren't in power. Tories were.
Yeah, but the Tories had to try and pick up the mess what Blair left as well. Do you know what I mean? He
By flooding us with illegals?
They were flooded in anyway before.
No, they weren't. They were coming in. They were coming in, but as soon as Brexit hit, that's when we started getting absolutely overrun. And the Tories allowed it.
Well, it's a bit of a confusing thing because at the time, Labour were very clever because of the Brexit thing and what happened in the Europe thing and letting the borders. They done a clever thing, didn't they, to cover up their wrongdoings, like to say, "Oh yeah, we've got the open borders now, where you've got the freedom to move and that in Europe, blah blah blah." But at the same time, they were covering up the illegals they were letting in at the same time.
Yeah, but you've got to ask yourself why.
Money.
Because the whole of Europe have this issue and no one seems to want to do anything about it. So, you know.
Money, innit? Money.
But smashing up your town isn't going to make an ounce of difference because Starmer's on holiday or he's tucked up in his little bed, gone home by 6 o'clock on a Friday. You don't give a shit.
But at the same time, is I think the smashing up things will calm down after a while, because if you just take a look at Dublin and Belfast, they don't do none of that, do they? They do their it started off like that, but then their demonstrations are just conductive demonstrations now. This is just venting their anger because people are just hearing. I mean, and there's another woman who got fucking raped.
Yeah, people have had enough. Absolutely have had enough.
Where was it? It was in Rotherham. Gone to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. She's been fucking raped. Yeah, and it's just and it's all coming from these illegal immigrants, and they've had enough of it now. Anger, but I think the anger will calm down a bit, and then the demonstrations will properly
will be.
Yeah, but easy. It's not all illegal immigrants doing this. Like, I'm not being funny. It isn't just illegal immigrants who are committing these crimes, right?
So what you every face
Well,
is.
was Lucy Letby an immigrant? How many babies did she murder? So, you know, I just think, no, you've just got to take each case in its own right, in its own case.
Yeah, but each case are faces of immigrants. Or immigrants are doing it. You see it. They're
Yeah,
up
of
there.
course they commit crime, but it's not just them committing these crimes, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, though, yes, we know white people do it and that, but the extreme and blatantness, how it's going on, is through them, the blatantness of it. And the rise of it, the rise of the rapes and the attacks on women is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You only got to look in Ireland as well. Ireland,
Yeah,
it's
but Sarah
unbelievable.
Everard's killer was a white police officer.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Moon, at the moment, it's like
And maybe at the moment, men are the problem. How about that? How about that? Maybe it's men that are the fucking problem. As a whole, maybe it's fucking men. As a woman, I'm going to say, maybe it's men. Right, you look at all the fucking kiddie fiddling and everything that goes on. That's not all immigrants.
No, we all know that, but what I'm saying is,
At the end of it all, it's a fucking male.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is with these, the levels have gone up and the blatantness of it. Even men are getting raped as well, and it's coming from them sort of thing. Well, when have you heard so many men?
It's coming from every walk of life. Honestly, it's coming from. There may be a rise in it, but it's coming from every walk of life.
Yes, I know that, but what I'm saying is, it does seem to be a wave attacks on native women who are not Western. Look, why do you think they deported a load in Sweden now and deported a load in Germany now? You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah, what it is we've got a major problem in countries where men can't fucking control themselves, and that's been heightened with importing even more men from countries where it's okay to commit those sort of crimes.
Yeah.
So along with your in-house fucking pedos and rapists and murderers, you've now importing them as well. So, you know, that's where the issue comes in. There's too many people in this country, basically.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making.
Who are coming in unvetted. Now, that is the issue, is that just allowing anybody to walk in your front door is a problem.
Well, it's suicide.
Yeah. So are people unhappy with ID?
I'm not. I'm full ID. I am. I can't see what the problem is. People think it's a problem, but too little resources. Me personally, I think ID would be the great thing. To be fair, maybe.
Yeah. So Starmer needn't have really caused all this to bring in the ID, because most of us be pretty okay with that, because the majority of us aren't criminals. We don't need to hide. But it's where that leads to, where it gets sold to.
and for the forgery and all that, yeah, and used, yeah. So catch-22. What we need, the bottom line is, we need tougher laws for certain crimes. Yeah, we need tougher
Well,
sentences for
it's
a
going
lot.
backwards, isn't it? It's going
Yeah.
backwards.
And that's that's what's got to happen now, right? It is what it is. So we've got to bring the tougher laws in knife crime, the lot. Yeah, not just send them down for a year or so, or don't send a rapist for 2 years. I mean, a bank robber gets fucking 18 years. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
So then,
look, you've got a guy 15 weeks in jail for posting a racist comment on Facebook. You've got another white guy, 24 months in prison for stickers. And then you've got a Muslim, repeatedly raped a 12-year-old girl, got 180 hours community service and no prison time. So, yeah, the justice system is needed an overhaul for years.
yeah.
But, like, we know what the problems are, but I'm not being funny, Easy. In a whole week of watching these, whatever they were meant to be, I've never really seen any of these issues being portrayed other than shouting to Muslims, who the fuck is Allah?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get
Even
that.
at Downing Street, yeah, a couple of them shouted, enough is enough, the children, but it's just not being done properly. The message isn't being put across.
No, it isn't getting, and like I said, this is where if the Muslims have got to do what they do, they organise everything they do. Do you know what I mean? And there's only been certain demos where there has been organisations, but there's one, like, I was listening to the guy who was doing the one in the Hull, and he got infiltrated by the nutters, and he was getting stick for it because, yeah, but every demonstration we've done for all the calls have been pleasant and, and calm, and we were getting our message calls. He goes, I can't stop idiots coming in. And that's the problem. It was, like I said, it's a demo season as well, month, isn't it? They call it the demo season. And what it is, people are being spiced up now. They keep blaming other people for it and saying, no, it's a society. It's the policing, it's our government telling the police to do and catering for one sector, and the youngsters.
Everything is laid at the government's door. That's where people need to be, outside Downing Street, not raiding a vape shop or setting bins alight in that. I mean, the amount of cleaning up that's had to be done for what? I don't know. Right, so their council tax is going to go up. The councils are the most corrupt organisations on the planet. So they're going to be hoisting the council tax, which means less money for families, already deprived areas. And no one's got the message because no one's been near Starmer. Keep him awake a few nights. But, if you're not putting your point across in a reasonable manner, listen, when people shout, people stop listening. All you hear is a loud noise. And you're like, whoa. So the Brexit marches, they were brilliant because people were there saying what they wanted to say.
I just think a lot of people are just venting their anger with this. For a year or so, we've had all these demos with the Palestine thing, the flags being flown everywhere, Islam's being pushed, it's an agenda by the elite, and all that, and I think people are just venting out their frustrations. But I tell you what, I think it will calm down, and there will be proper demonstrations very soon. I reckon they will start being different. Now, I think they've had that blowout, and I think it'll be different now, and it'll be just people doing demonstrations, organised ones, though. Organised
Well,
ones.
that that is the key point, isn't it? None of this is organised.
No.
It's just people. Oh, what are you doing tonight? Oh, let's go down the road. The old Bill are down there. Let's go and throw a few rocks.
Well, to
It's
be
just
fair, in Portsmouth, they organised it really well. There was no trouble at all in Portsmouth. It was quiet one, you know.
Yeah, so it can be done.
Yeah, yeah. But you got to remember though. You've got the far left do infiltrate and cause problems. You could tell, you see it as well. Do you know what I mean? So
well, they turned up at a peaceful protest, and they were the ones who were being violent and vulgar and kicking off. But again, the police have been told to leave them alone. So, that in itself, that is what has irritated people as well. They're like, what the fuck?
well, I tell you what, I've been looking on X. That Nick Lowes is getting a lot of attacks.
He's a fucking arsehole.
He's been putting out lies, hasn't he? Something was
He's another one with Tommy derangement syndrome. That one.
Yeah, well, because it brings money in for his organisation.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
But
all those organisations.
There's people with all different backgrounds having a go at him. Why are you putting out lies saying a mosque has been attacked and things like that when it hadn't? He put out that lie in America, in Birmingham. The Birmingham spot. That spot. He's the one put that out. Yeah. And it wouldn't have happened otherwise last night because of him.
Yeah, Lils, that happened in Oldham and all, didn't it? So Lils is saying they marched the lefties up to the demo, and it was them who started. Exactly. And this is what happened in Oldham. The police marched the Muslims up to where the other lot were.
Yeah, they came from.
They watched it all kick off.
Yeah, they knew they were coming from Blackburn, and they walked them they come off the train to Oldham and walked them all up there. Yeah.
Listen, why have we got religious leaders? Because surely they should all be getting together and sitting down and talking about the difficulties within their religions and their people and how things can be solved. Because, we did have a vicar who came out in support of the demos. But, you're like, where the fuck is everyone? So if we had out like Christian leaders in talks with Muslim leaders, Catholic leaders, all this, trying to sort out the issues within their communities. That's never happening. It's just strange to me. No one's talking it. People are talking on the fucking internet.
But there's a lot of people are saying, where's the men of the country where they came out? They came out this weekend.
They didn't, easy. They were sitting on YouTube watching videos of other people throwing rocks at police and moaning, oh, this is boring. You're like, what do you mean this is boring? What, because people aren't getting their heads kicked in and stabbed up? What the fuck is that? See, it may just, as a woman and a mum, I don't like violence. I don't fucking like it. So if it can be avoided, it should be avoided. No one wants to see that shit. I don't care who it is. I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. But you've got all these cocky cunts sitting online who giving it the Billy Big Bollocks. They're not even at these demos.
No.
whinging that they're not seeing fucking blood spurting out all over. That's the society we live in now. Detached from reality. It's not a fucking computer game. It's people's lives. It's real life.
And the other thing is, it's getting more serious now because what's happened with all them doing the pointless violence now. You've got a fucking prime minister now who's clamping down on everything, social media, everything. Do you know what I mean? And I just think it's disgusting.
Yeah, but even that easy, does it not fucking piss you off, right? That they can jump in and arrest a fucking 12-year-old boy for a racist comment on Twitter within 2 hours of him posting it. But you look at all the abuse and shit that's gone on here, and the police say, well, we can't really police social media. Yes, you fucking can. Yes, you can.
And yeah, I said this morning, the amount of people who have got children's photos on there and they ain't done fuck all about it.
I just nicked a guy the other day for a post he made on Facebook. So yes, you fucking can police the internet.
Yeah. And I was fucking angry at thinking to myself, we've got all these cunts on there and they ain't done one fucking thing. And that is annoying. It's annoying. But if somebody puts out a hurty word or something, then they can. It's fucking. Actually, I did have a bit of taste in my mouth this morning over that. To be fair, yeah.
Yes, madness. But I hope there's just going to be peace. I mean, I did say I didn't agree with them going to Southport, not to go back there. I think the families need to grieve, bury their children. As a community, they need to grieve and heal. And they had the vigil, but then they've just had another one, and it was totally peaceful. So I'm glad
because it was properly organised. That one was properly organised from the people of Liverpool, and then there's some good organisations in Liverpool.
Yeah, because you'll get the town council will come together, open up a hall, everyone can go and meet there. Plan what they're going to do, whereas all this other shit is people sitting online. Oh, we're going to go here, we're going to go there. Yeah, let's go there. There's no organisation. There's not even that many people.
Yeah, if you look at people like the Rotherham thing, you couldn't tell me the police couldn't have dispersed that and handled that a bit better. They just let that happen.
Yeah, but all I saw that easy was people throwing shit at the police. Honestly, I haven't seen a proper, serious march with a message.
To be fair, they're not being allowed to do it, are they? Because the police are being more pounded with us lot.
The police have said, right, you're not coming down this road because there could be trouble from people at the other side. So we're going to keep you apart. We're not going to let you through here. You can have your demonstration here, right? The cameras will be on you, blah. So what they doing? They start throwing shit at the police.
Yeah, because it's the anger. If you see how they demonstrate with all the jihad and the pro-Palestinian march, it's with kid clubs, but really it's with us, with anything. I mean, Christ, that woman threw a fucking bin the next day. That one, they were all laughing at doing that bin in.
Right, so she filled a big wheelie bin up with shit, set light to it, and pushed it towards the police. That's what she did.
And they go and arrest her the next day. But then you got Muslim gangs with guns and knives and sticks.
Yeah, but that's another issue.
Yeah, because you see the double standards of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's a completely different issue. That doesn't mean that she shouldn't get in trouble for what she did. Of course she should. What the fuck? What the fuck are you wheeling fire towards human beings because you're probably pissed out your fucking head, cracked up or whatever, right? It's wrong.
Yeah, but of course it's wrong.
I don't agree with it. If you're
No,
going to have a march, have a march. You don't have a handful of jerks in the street smashing windows, looting shops and throwing shit at the police.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it's how fast they arrest the people from our community compared to the ones from the other communities. That's all I'm saying.
The thing is, how many people do you think rang up the police to complain that them Muslims were out with swords and stuff? Because if you make a police complaint, those complaints are there on record.
Yeah, but they're in favour with them. That's
Easy.
why.
They came on social media
Don't
because they came on social media to cry about it and complain about it, but they're not going to the right place.
people are people in them areas were making complaints and modern, but because the police are in favour with that community, man. It's come out with the. What did the Prime Minister say? Are we going to put extra money in to protect the mosques? What about all the other religious faiths that have been under attack for the last year? No money.
Yeah, but they weren't attacking churches.
Well, you're joking. They've been attacking people's houses, synagogues and Hindu places and that. Where is it?
Where?
Where have we been attacking mosques? False allegation. You're joking. The last year, the Jews that have been under attack for a last year. Where was the money to protect them?
No, I mean that where were the synagogues and churches attacked?
You're joking. They've been out there attacking people. They've been attacking the communities. None of the Muslim communities been attacked. It hasn't. And he said he's putting money into the mosque. Where's the mosque been attacked? What Lowell said and somebody else said. Where was the evidence where they set a fire to a mosque or anything? There hasn't been.
Well, apparently they did damage to a mosque.
Right, they've done damage to a mosque. So why didn't he put money in the daycare centres for the people dropping off for the holiday season for the kids? Why didn't he put money in for security for that? For the parents, so their parents know their kids are safe at these holiday centres for where they go to work.
But I agree, Easy. But you're that's a whole manner of different scenarios you're bringing up.
Why?
Well, because I said what synagogue or church had been attacked, and now you're saying about
some synagogues have been attacked, and people are outside threatening. It's been lawless in London. It's been lawless. A Jewish house got fucking burnt down. Where is the money to protect everybody else? What about the money to protect our kids in the day centres and that? Or about anybody else? Why aren't you putting more police on the streets, stopping women getting raped at 7 o'clock in the morning? Why are you putting millions and millions of pounds for security for the women?
Yeah, but that covers every male in this country. So when you add up all your issues with the government, you're not taking it to the government, is what I'm saying. They're smashing up their own community. They're not taking it to where it needs to be heard. Starmer ain't listening. If you think that any of these people actually run their own Twitter accounts, they don't do any of it. He ain't reading nothing that you're putting on there.
But he got to add maybe one attack on a mosque in this year compared to what other communities are being attacked with this Palestinian fucking flag, and he wants to put money in to protect the fucking mosques.
Well, listen, I don't know anybody other than the other side who think that what he said was right, because it wasn't.
Yeah, and that's annoying. Why don't you put more money in for the policing to fucking control our fucking streets? That's what you fucking
Because he's
need
a
to do.
fucking wimp. But he's playing everybody.
No. I don't think he's
Oh, he
playing.
is.
Nah.
Oh, he is. Easy.
Nah.
He is terrified.
He's terrified of the Muslim community. He's terrified of it.
Yes. He's a fucking wimp.
I would like Tim to say, right, parents need to work, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we'll go around, we'll put some extra security, we'll pay for security for these summer schools, you know. And why
Easy. Things should never, ever, ever have got to where they are now, let's face it. And we had a Tory government for 14 sodding years, and in the 14 years, it's worse than it has ever been. But people didn't have the bollocks to go and vote for a different party, get these two pieces of shit out, and give other people a chance to make good changes. They didn't do that. So you can blame everyone who didn't get off their arse and vote, right? I suspect a lot of the elderly who were avid Labour voters voted for Labour just to be told, thanks a lot, we're taking your winter fuel payments away from you. First thing they did was attack the elderly, but it was probably those elderly who voted them in.
To be honest with you, it doesn't matter who got in, they would have done the same thing what the fucking Tories have done anyway. Yeah, I think they're all the fucking same.
The Tories are a fucking disgrace. I'm ashamed that I ever voted for them.
They're all a disgrace, though, Moon. They're all a disgrace. I beg you, if Nigel Farage ever got running this country, he'll end up the same like them. Yeah.
Yes.
He'll end up all the same. They're all the fucking same. Don't matter what they are now. They're all
because they're all the fucking money men.
Yep.
They don't give a shit about anybody down here in our world. We might as well be on a different planet.
See, what gets me with Starmer, right? All right, look, people are entitled to be protected. I get that, yeah. But when he says he's going to plough money in to put security on the mosques, well, the ones he's going to put money security was, why aren't they doing it themselves?
Yeah, because he panicked.
Because these mosques are Saudi run. So
easy. These people had just voted him in. Remember that? These people had just voted him in. He's shit scared. They're the people who put him where he is.
Only 11% voted for Labour, you know that.
Well, that's another thing, you see, the voting system. That should have been changed a long time ago. But it wasn't, because the Labour and Tories have always had a thing going on, haven't they? Oh, well, it's your turn now. I mean, could the Tories have made any more fuck-ups? And every time they got back in, you're like, fucking hell, how are they doing this? And you could almost hear them saying, God, what's wrong with you people? Come on, get us out. Time to hand over to the other lot. So You know, Starmer knows where his votes came from.
Yeah.
He's scared. He's a fucking coward.
Of course, he. Yes. How long are people would be saying? Yeah. Do you know what? We people don't realise that they're saying the new world order's coming in. It's here. Don't you fucking get it? Look what's happened to France. It's here. It's here already. It's here, and people just don't fucking know it.
Well, hang on. Where's the king?
I know.
Like,
Exactly.
how's the king sitting there, letting Parliament pick one community's safety over everybody else's?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I said. It's the new world order plan.
Why ain't he stepped in?
I know. This is why we shouldn't be having a fucking royal family. This is why I say we don't have the royal family. Because they do fuck all for their money. Set, take. That's how I see it. He should be stepping in. What have we got a king for? You know?
All these people, they're just absolute fucking begs and grifters and waste of space. Nothing, like they keep wanting equality, but how is what he said making anybody equal? But my only issue is people don't get in a frenzy. You know, don't read something on the internet and run with it and create something that didn't happen. Because in a week's time, when they say, well, that didn't happen actually, you're like, oh, now I feel a right tit. But there are, if you're going to have a demonstration, you've got to do it properly. Because so far,
but you know what it is?
The government are getting exactly what they wanted. No, I don't know what it is, Easy. I honestly don't know.
You've got to look at people. Look, a lot of people were pissed off, frustrated. Look, it's all melted up. Unless you live in them areas, we don't really know how what they're going through. And the last straw was the Southport thing, wasn't it? You know what I mean? And you had the soldier. You've had loads of things what's been fucking happening, and we've had all these marches and people, it is just built up. It's the summer, it's all built up. Like I said, it's a season for hunting season, and it's this month. Always Lils will tell you that. That's what they class it as, don't they? This month, it's a hunting season. That's what it is. Now it will look. There will be things. There'll be clashes now, because you've got things. People like Hope Not Hate, Starmer has round up all the fucking Muslims now, and that means there's going to be like places like Oldham, Burnley, Blackburn, up north, where gangs are going to, white youths and Asian youths be a clashing. You watch now. All because Hope Not Hate were putting out lies last night. That
fucking lot, yeah.
Yeah. And they really did, and they've been doing it, and that's what they want. They keep saying, oh, the far right, but they're the ones who are causing the division, you know, and I just think...
They've always done that.
Yeah.
That's because all of these organisations make big money out of they make big money out of division and hate. That's how they drive around in their big cars and own their own houses and that. All these alleged charities.
Yeah.
In a bit, Lils. Big hug.
Right, Moon and Dell, I've got to go and have something to eat.
All right, yeah, I've got to get up the garden.
Yeah, well, I've got to cut mine. I've got my new mower and that had to come now. So
I'm halfway through the landscape gardener's been in, so I've got to go and do some stuff before he comes back next week.
Yeah, but we'll do a panel a little bit later tonight, actually, because I'm getting fed up looking at these riots now.
I wouldn't even bother watching them. It's just round and round and round in circles.
It's another thing I want to bring up is the issue what happened in Spain hasn't been mentioned. 2 beheadings, 2 in 2 days
Oh, lovely.
in Valencia. In Valencia, yeah. And nothing's been said on the news. Yeah.
Well, where did you see it?
Oh, there was a big demonstration in Valencia. I saw it on Twitter, and it was about.
So it has been put out there then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, but only by activists in Spain. I ain't seen it on any mainstream news. Maybe because we've got our own thing. But I see the French people are in support of our people. They'd be
well, people all over Europe, Europe, the whole of Europe is the same, and America. They all know what's going on.
This is what we should be doing. What the French have done. The 3 girls who got murdered in Southport. They've been putting posters around France and saying we're in, sorrow and deep thing. And this is what we should be doing for solidarity for that. Yeah, and do it in that way.
But they're not though.
No. And the French are really more organised than in their country, to be fair.
It is total lack of organisation and people with their heads screwed on. I don't know where everyone is, but like I say, I've seen some YouTubers rock up where, it's all kicking off, and actually, no, it isn't. It's not even a demo.
No, look, if anybody wants to be in a part of a fucking riot, look at France.
No one wants riots.
96.
No,
I'm
it's
just
not
saying
good. I agree. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is a proper riot. I've been in some riots. I've been.
Yeah, but the Americans will laugh. Listen, look at the riots that they had to deal with during the BLM movement. So they look at a wheelie bin on fire is not a fucking riot. But we don't want riots. I don't want riots. I don't want to see shops being smashed up and gutted and set on fire.
Yeah.
Care who it is.
We haven't got enough. A lot of them are getting. I don't get it, but especially with our town centres where we ain't got a lot of fucking shops open anyway. Do you know what I mean? And they're doing that.
I don't want to see innocent people harmed. Anybody, any innocent people.
But I'm afraid though, it may get worse because we've got a communist government now. Yeah.
Don't know. I mean, God, is he going to step down? I doubt it. I told you, it's too much.
That's what I'm saying. We've got a communist government now.
Well, but the king can do something about it. So maybe people need to be outside Buckingham Palace.
What do you think, Del, on it? Do you think the king should do something?
I don't think yet they'll intervene. Not yet. I think it'll get before. I think for that time being, I think they'll just stay quiet. But I think eventually, if it keeps continuing, then I think maybe something will be done. Possibly.
And he can't get the army out just like that anyway, because the army will refuse to do that because they know there's wars where we might need protecting them. Do you know what I mean? He can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to get the army out." Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He can't just do that.
Yeah, well, half of our police force is over in France policing the bloody Olympics at the moment.
Yeah. Christ, that.
But I hope there's calm and I hope there's talks and a sensible resolution. I don't want to see fighting on the streets and people getting injured, police getting injured, animals getting injured. It's not my cup of tea.
I don't know. I can't believe how soft the Yorkshire police force have got. Years and years ago, the West Yorkshire, South Yorkshire police used to be feared everywhere in this country. That they used to be so heavy-handed.
But they've had their orders, haven't they? They have to take their orders from the top. But wasn't that weird that Mark Rowley, Chief of Police, came out of that Cobra meeting He was absolutely furious.
Yeah, he was. He licked down that man's microphone, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
Why? What happened?
The man asked him a simple question about two-tier policing, and he licked down the
Yeah.
microphone. He was not happy. I agree, Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
because I can believe that years and years ago they would never let them youths try and burn down that Holiday Inn in Yorkshire. Yorkshire police used to be so brutal back in the day. I was really
yeah, but they're all young. They're all so young and unfit. I mean, one of the police women that was on camera, she was about 4 foot high.
Yeah, if you look at the police force in America, they're built like brick shit houses, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lils, it was really strange, wasn't it?
So
He
do you
was
reckon
really angry.
do you reckon he's been forced to do these decisions? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're given their orders. He was not happy. He was not a happy bunny.
Yeah, do as you're told.
Yeah. You know, he wants to run his police force, but he's being told how he's going to run it.
Who by what, Khan or what?
No, he'd been in the Cobra meeting, hadn't he, Rowley had?
Yeah.
So he'd come out of there spitting feathers. So whatever he was ordered to do, he weren't happy about the results of it, obviously. And yeah, he just got asked about the two-tier policing, and he...
It's simple, and he wasn't pleased. I agree, Moon. The way he smacked down the microphone, he was not happy.
Yeah. I mean, that in itself, that's assault.
And the way he did it, you could tell that he looked so, and his mannerism and in his look, he had that stern look in his face. You were like, he was fuming. You could feel this. You could feel that anger. You know, when he smacked the microphone down, you're thinking he's not happy.
Yeah. So you can imagine he's just had his orders to keep up the two-tier policing, and of course he's been asked about it, and he probably wants to go in another direction. He probably wants fairness for all, but he's not allowed to do that. It's quite sinister, really.
You know what? We better watch it, otherwise we're going to end up like Venezuela. What's happening over there at the moment? That's getting really violent.
Well, look at Bangladesh. They've just run their prime minister out, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just gone into hiding.
I know. Because they really vote with on their feet, don't they, over there, don't they? I mean, India and everywhere, it's turned into a nightmare at the moment, isn't it? You know, you've got to see...
It's kind of funny because... Remember, Starmer was taking the knee and applauding the BLM rioters.
Yeah, he did.
But now he's saying rioters are going to be locked out. Look, because of the internet, people don't forget. People know, people see. But you've got to take it to the right place. And that is not your own community. You can't be doing that.
Right. Better go, guys. I've got a contract.
All right.
If he's all right.
Thanks, Dale. Nice to speak to you again.
There was an attack in Israel got attacked, didn't it? So I'm going to see if Alex is going to go.
God.
I want to see if Alex is
all right. Thank you.
All right. Take care. I'll be back on later tonight if anybody wants to have a chat later tonight.
All right, easy. Bye,
See you
love.
later.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Thanks for coming on both.